Hello, this is your host, Ron King of RKB Radio, and welcome to another edition of The Ron King Show. Today, we are privileged to have in our studios two lovely ladies, Tammy Watson and her daughter, Jody Reynolds, from the country gospel music group Beacon Road. Ladies, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Ron. It's good to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're saying it's good to be here. I've never had anybody that said, I don't want to be here. Tammy, in what part of the tri-state area is your group at Beacon Road based?
We originally come out of Moundsville. There's other members that come out of different parts of the countryside, but mostly out of Moundsville.
Okay, I understand you have some ridges and some valleys down there.
Yes.
And I guess if they wanted to, they could come out of the riverbank too.
Yeah.
You got the
Close
Ohio River running
Yes.
right down through there, don't you?
Yes,
okay.
we do.
Hey, Beacon Road, I like the name. You know, how did Beacon Road get started?
Well, I wanted something with road because you're traveling down the road trying to follow God. And traveling down the road, and it just came to Beacon. You're following that beacon of light going down that road, trying to stay on that path. So that's how we came up with Beacon Road.
Yeah, I like that. As soon as I heard your name, I thought about a lighthouse with a road, an old country road, just running at the base of it. If you've been down to the beach, Hatteras or what have you.
We do.
You go down there
Yeah,
sometimes?
we do go down.
Okay. How did the group get started then?
Well, it first started just with me and my daughter and my husband, and we'd play at different churches, and just the three of us. And then later on, met the other guys in the group.
Okay. What about you, Jody? How long do you think you and your mom have been playing music together?
Oh, goodness, a long time. I remember growing up and just listening to her play guitar and sing, and I always wanted to be just like her, and I always wanted to get out there when her and Dad were in bands. I always wanted to be out there and singing with them, and I'm fortunate enough to do that now.
So did Mama start teaching you how to sing and play the guitar when you were running around in diapers?
Pretty much, yes. Dad bought me my first guitar when I was about 9, 10 years old, and I started learning to play from there.
Oh, that's really great. So can you remember the earliest when you were singing with your mom, like you actually went to a church or an event or something and you performed together for the first time? Can you recall?
Well, when they were in a country band together, and they would play at different benefits and things, I would go and sing with them occasionally, and I always loved to be up there with both of them and partake in that.
Oh, okay. Hey, Tammy, what kind of events do you folks usually perform at?
We play at the churches, of course. This past summer, we have played at a lot of festivals and outdoor festivals, so that's a good opportunity to get the gospel out, too. I know one festival, they said that they want us back next year, that we'd be the only band, so that's a good opportunity to spread the gospel through, outdoor fall festivals, things like that.
Yeah. You probably are, you don't sing in the bars anymore, do you?
No.
Yeah. I know.
Been there, done that, no.
Oh, the late hours and all the bad lifestyle that goes with it. You get to, like you say, been there, done that.
Right.
Don't want to go back.
Right.
Yeah, Dad's in the group too, isn't he? Yeah, you had mentioned your dad.
Yes.
What is Daddy's name and what instrument does he play?
My dad is Rick Watson. He plays the bass, and every so often we can get him drug up there, and he'll sing some songs with us.
That's great. Yeah, some of the bass players that I've had in some of my bands, they seem to have duct tape applied to their mouth, begging to sing, and
Yeah, that's him pretty much.
So, Tammy, you, Jody, and your husband Rick play in the band. I know you have some other members too. Who are some of those other members, and what instruments do they play?
We have Chuck Horvath, and he plays mandolin, banjo, and also harmonizes. We have on steel guitar David Burchett, and on the drums is Nick Potts.
Tammy, how did these other members come to be a part of Beacon Road? Did you know all these guys initially, or did they come in one by one?
Well, actually, we were playing at an outdoor picnic for Chuck's church, and we were just playing, and we heard mandolin playing behind us. So we brought him up, and he played some songs with us, so that's how we got to meet Chuck. And then through Chuck, we found our drummer. He knew the drummer, Nick. And then I prayed about it, and I even wrote this prayer down and put it in my Bible that I wanted to find a lead guitar player. And I thought, I'll put one ad in the green tab. If God wants me to have somebody, then he'll answer. And lo and behold, David called us, and he played steel guitar. I always wanted a steel guitar player.
Steel guitar players, mandolin players, even bass players, they're hard to come by sometimes. You'll find, 99 guys out of 100 who can play guitar, and then probably the second most prevalent instrument is keyboards, but the mandolin and ukulele and
hard to find.
I have a Hawaiian ukulele at home that I'm beating to death. My wife says, practice in another room. Okay. Jody, you're in the group with Mom and Dad and 3 other guys. How do you guys all get along together? Certainly, you're human beings, so at one time or another, you have to agitate each other a little bit, don't you?
Right.
I mean, just being...
Just a little. No, we're good. We like to razz each other and give each other a hard time sometimes, but all in all, we get along very, very well, and we work well together, and it's a wonderful group to be a part of.
We do. Everybody has a good sense of humor. Everybody gets along. It's probably one of the most dependable bands we've ever had. Yeah.
One of the things that used to agitate me with my band when we traveled far afield was I had to get in and I'd say, if you guys don't have deodorant on, I'm not getting in that van. You get a half dozen guys that have been in the band for about the van for 3 days, and it gets a little ripe in there.
That's why you put those ones in the back.
Yeah. Keep them in the back. But they're a good bunch of guys. We're very blessed.
Okay. Tammy, you brought in a CD with several songs that you've written. Now, is this a CD of your group Beacon Road, or is it a CD of just you singing and playing by yourself?
Well, this is actually a second gospel that I've done on my own. Now, the group, we'd like to get something together, but this is one that I played all the instruments on, and my husband played bass, and then Jody sang harmony on some of them with me. So.
Okay. I noticed that there were some keyboards in there. Were you playing the keyboards?
Yes. I attempt to play keyboards with many takes.
I was really impressed. Okay, let's give a listen to one of the tunes on this CD then. What song do you want me to slip into the CD player here, Tammy?
Well, this is one that Jody and I wrote together. She came over with an idea and a tune, and we worked on it, opened our Bibles up, and came up with some words and worked on it, and it's called Eternally.
Okay, let's listen now to Tammy Watson, an original song that she and Jody wrote entitled Eternally.
Up in the air,
We're back, and we are talking to Tammy Watson and her daughter, Jody Reynolds, of the country gospel group Beacon Road. Tammy, why do you play country gospel music and not just plain old country music?
Well, I started out with country music, and that's actually how Rick and I met. When I was 17, I went to join his long-haired hippie band and quickly turned him to country. So we started playing country for probably 25 years or more.
Oh,
and,
really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I had a lot of good opportunities. I got to open for Lori Morgan at the Capitol Music Hall.
Wow.
And T.G. Shepherd and Exile and, some other groups had all that opportunity. Mm-hmm. And probably about the last 3 years we were playing, I kept getting this feeling like God doesn't want me to do this. He wants me to do something else.
Right.
And I can remember standing on stage. It was a New Year's Eve steak fry we were playing for. And I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. Mm-hmm. So that was the last time that we played just country music. Right. And I told Rick, my husband, I said, we'll probably never have another band. But I didn't know. I kind of knew, but didn't know God was calling me out of that to do something else for him, not for myself. Okay. And so little by little, we started playing just him and I, and, just getting up singing in our church. Mm-hmm. And one thing led to another, and we got Jody in, and it just came from there. And I turned it over to God, thought, I'm not a Southern gospel. It doesn't really fit me, and not anything against that. I like Southern gospel, but it's just not my style. So I prayed and said, God, if you want me to do this, you have to help me. And I just kept getting, because we were digging through the hymnal trying to find songs to play, because I really didn't play that many gospel songs. Mm-hmm. And so little by little, he gave me songs, and now I have so many that that he's given me and blessed me with, and it wakes me up early in the morning to write down. So,
that's
but
good.
That's how it came about.
Okay, so. Very good. I assume then that you, along the way, you've made a commitment to the Lord, so I'd like
Yes.
to ask you this specifically. Mm-hmm. Tammy, when and where were you saved?
We had moved. I was born in West Virginia. We moved to California, and then we moved to Arizona. And I was 13, and we went to a neighbor's house. She was watching Billy Graham on TV. And I knew right then, just listening to him, that I wanted to give my heart to the Lord. So I did right then, watching Billy Graham on TV. And it's such a small town, you only got one channel once in a while. This was before Dish, so I'm kind of dating myself. But so you got waves coming in and out, but we got to watch Billy Graham. Mm-hmm. And that was a night that we had a TV that the channel was coming through.
Well, the Lord sent it through. Jody, how about you? I assume, too, that you've made a commitment to the Lord. When and where did you do that?
I remember I was at my aunt and uncle's house in Pennsylvania, and they had a preacher at their house, and they were having a little Bible school get-together, and I remembered listening to him and just having that pull at my heartstrings, just feeling like I was missing something. Mm-hmm. And that night I got saved, and I just remember the drive home. I was just so emotional, just looking up at the stars and thinking, wow, it feels amazing. It feels absolutely amazing to be saved.
Yes, I know the feeling. Okay, Jody, you are a mom. How many kids do you have? You probably have the number memorized.
I do. I currently have 2 and 1 on the way. My husband and I actually tried for a number of years for our second. It took us 4 years. Mm-hmm. We were told that the chances of that happening were very, very slim due to a number of problems. And, I remember we tried to take care of it on our own, and it wasn't until I turned it over to the Lord that we were able to have our beautiful daughter. Now we have 2 beautiful daughters, and another wonderful blessing from the Lord, because I was told that I wouldn't have any more kids, so we have a son on the way.
Oh, so you know whether it's a boy or girl.
Yes, I do.
So you can go paint the extra room blue.
Right.
Yeah, I've had a couple family members, and they didn't want to know, so they just painted the room green. I guess it works that way.
Right.
Jody, is it difficult balancing your family responsibilities with playing in a band?
Well, with anything, I think it's a little trying to try to balance more than one thing. Being a mother, has its challenges, but I really think that being a part of something like a gospel band, it really draws me closer to the Lord and gives me more of a family dynamic, because both my daughters, my youngest, who is 2, and my oldest, who will be 9, both just love music, love to listen to us play, love to dance, love to get up and sing.
Are you going to teach your kids how to sing and play the guitar?
Absolutely.
We have actually the oldest, Jay Lease, she's gotten up and sang with us before.
Oh,
So,
that is great.
Yeah.
Well, you are positioning yourself for one of those Southern gospel.
we're
right.
getting the family in on it.
Yeah, you let the whole family get in on it. Pretty soon you'll need a bus instead of driving
Amen.
driving around in a pickup truck.
Yeah.
Right.
Tammy, do you have any plans or any idea of what the future may hold for Beacon Road?
We just leave it in the Lord's hands. Whoever calls us and wants us to play, that's where we'll go. We don't try to plan it out. Wherever He wants to lead us, that's where we'll go.
And you did mention previously that you're thinking about the possibility of recording the entire band at some point.
Yes, I have enough songs written. Like I said, God always blesses me with these songs, so I have a bunch of them ready, and we just need to get together and try to get some studio time in. So.
Well, Tammy, you really impressed me as being prolific. That means you write a whole bunch of songs.
Oh, thank you.
And I couldn't help
feel blessed.
think that, to me at least, you sound a little bit on some of your songs like Betty Loveless, which is not a bad thing.
No, well, that's a nice compliment.
Yeah. Okay, Tammy, is there a website that our listeners could go to if they're interested in this interview and would like to learn a bit more about Beacon Road?
Actually, you can look us up on Facebook, and Beacon Road on Facebook, or go to Reverb Nation and find Beacon Road, or you can go to YouTube, and we have some videos out there of churches that we played at, so you can watch videos.
Okay, so the Reverb Nation thing would probably be reverbnation.com/Beacon Road.
Yes.
Would that get you there?
Yes.
Okay. What about an email address?
We have email. It is
Beacon Road. That is beacon_road @yahoo.com.
Okay. And if people want to call you in the middle of the night, you can get Rick to answer the phone if that happens. What about a phone number if they wanted to contact you in that manner?
Okay, this is West Virginia number. It's area code 304-845-4868.
For broadcasting's sake, one more time, please.
Okay, it's 304-845-4868.
Good. Well, ladies, I see our time is just about up for this edition of the Ron King Show. Thanks very much for coming into the studio on this cold day.
Yes, thank you, Ron, for having us. We're so glad to be here.
So then, on behalf of Tammy Watson and Jody Reynolds from the country gospel music group Beacon Road, this is Ron King of RKB Radio saying so long till we catch you next time on the Ron King Show.